was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams. And
what if Wendy Williams warned the world about Diddy years ago, and only now are people paying attention? Sounds wild, right? Wendy never held back when it came to exposing the hip-hop mogul, and her bold claims are finally being taken seriously. Let's jump into this eye-opening story. Wendy Williams. Just the name alone can stir up a whirlwind of reactions. Some people love her, some people think she's way too controversial. But love her or hate her, one thing's for sure, Wendy knows how to get people talking. Whether she's sipping tea or spilling it, Wendy has always been in the business of revealing the real side of celebrities, and one celebrity she has never held back on is Sean Diddy Combs. But wait, did you know Wendy was warning everyone about Diddy's behavior years before recent allegations and lawsuits? So what exactly did Wendy say about Diddy, and why should we care now? Well, Wendy has had quite a bit to say about Diddy over the years, and it hasn't always been pretty. In fact, she has spoken about his private life, his relationships, and most controversially, his alleged manipulation and control over people around him. It all started back in the early 2000s when Wendy was the queen of radio gossip. She had no problem putting Diddy in the spotlight, hinting at things that people weren't yet willing to say out loud. Wendy talked about everything, from Diddy's business practices to his love life, specifically his relationship with singer Cassie. Now let's put this in context. Cassie was just 19 when she got involved with Diddy, who was nearly 40 at the time. To Wendy, the power dynamic was crystal clear, and not in a good way. She openly questioned whether Cassie was being manipulated by Diddy, raising concerns that Diddy's wealth, fame, and influence was being used to control the young star. Wendy's tone, serious. Her body language, dead set. She was putting her career on the line by talking about one of the most powerful men in music, and her audience felt the weight of her words. Fast forward to now, and Wendy's warnings don't seem so far-fetched, do they? Cassie's recent lawsuit against Diddy has made headlines around the world, with claims of abuse, manipulation, and some pretty disturbing allegations. The lawsuit paints a picture that's eerily similar to what Wendy was suggesting all those years ago. Coincidence? Or was Wendy simply ahead of her time? But why should we care about Wendy's warnings? You might be thinking, come on, Wendy was just stirring the pot for ratings, right? Well, not so fast. Wendy isn't just another gossip queen. Over her long career, she built a reputation for having insider knowledge, especially when it came to the world of hip-hop. Her platform wasn't just a place to dish out petty drama. She was genuinely raising concerns about the darker side of celebrity culture, particularly when it came to power dynamics. Diddy wasn't the only figure Wendy called out, but he was certainly one of the most powerful, and in the entertainment industry, where image is everything, calling out someone like Diddy is a risky move. Think about it. Diddy had the money, the fame, and the influence to bury stories, to make sure people didn't talk. So when Wendy kept bringing him up, year after year, you have to wonder, why did she keep poking the bear? Could there be more to the story? It turns out Diddy did respond to Wendy's claims, though not always publicly. In her 2004 book, The Wendy Williams Experience, Wendy claimed that Diddy tried to have her blackballed from the industry. According to her, he was furious about her discussing his private life, particularly rumors about his relationships with both men and women. Wendy even hinted that Diddy was behind an incident where members of the girl group Total, who were signed to Diddy's label, allegedly tried to physically assault her. Talk about drama. But Wendy never backed down, even when it seemed like her career was in jeopardy. Now let's talk about timing. When did Wendy start spilling the tea on Diddy? Wendy began making waves about Diddy in the early 2000s. At the time, Diddy was at the height of his career, ruling the charts, producing hits, and making big moves in business. But Wendy wasn't buying the glamorous image. On her radio show, she started dropping hints and spreading rumors that suggested all wasn't as it seemed in Diddy's world. As Diddy's career soared, Wendy's warnings grew louder. She wasn't just talking about his business ventures, she was calling out his relationships, questioning his integrity, and suggesting that there was a darker side to his public persona. Over the years, Wendy's narrative evolved, but one thing stayed constant: her suspicions about Diddy. Even when other media outlets avoided the topic, Wendy kept the conversation alive. And now, with a flood of allegations and legal issues surrounding Diddy, it's clear that Wendy's early comments were more than just gossip. But here is the question: where does this fit into the larger world of celebrity gossip? Wendy Williams has had plenty of high-profile feuds over the years. Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, Method Man, you name it. But her warnings about Diddy stand out because of how serious they were. This wasn't just about petty drama or beef. Wendy was suggesting that something much more sinister was happening behind the scenes. And now that more allegations are coming to light, it seems like Wendy wasn't just blowing smoke. Diddy's recent legal troubles, including Cassie's lawsuit and other allegations of misconduct, have led many to revisit Wendy's earlier claims. People are starting to ask, was Wendy onto something this whole time? And let's be honest, it's not just Wendy. Other figures in the industry, like Jaguar Wright, have also spoken about the toxic culture in hip-hop and the predatory behavior of powerful men like Diddy. Could Wendy's warnings have been the first crack in the facade? And Wendy wasn't just talking about Diddy. She had her sights set on other major figures in the hip-hop world too. Take Jay-Z for example. Wendy openly questioned his relationship with Foxy Brown, who was still a teenager when she first started working with him. Wendy didn't shy away from suggesting that there was something inappropriate about their relationship. Long before the hashtag the Me Too movement brought similar issues to the forefront of public conversation. So who else has echoed or refuted Wendy's claims? Interestingly, not a lot of celebrities came forward to defend Wendy's accusations at the time. But that's not surprising. Calling out someone as powerful as Diddy or Jay-Z, for that matter, can be a dangerous move in an industry where your career can be made or broken with one phone call. However, now that more people are speaking out, we're seeing a shift in how these stories are viewed. What once seemed like tabloid fodder is now being taken seriously, and Wendy's role in raising these issues is finally being acknowledged. But of course, Diddy has his defenders too. Many in the industry still see him as a brilliant businessman, a visionary and a major player in the music world. His public persona, polished, professional and endlessly successful, stands in stark contrast to the allegations against him. And yet, as more details come to light, it's becoming harder to separate the man from the rumors that have followed him for so long. So where do we go from here? It's hard to say what will happen next in the ongoing saga of Diddy's legal troubles. But one thing's for sure, Wendy Williams was ahead of her time. She saw something that the rest of us didn't, or maybe didn't want to see. And now as more stories come out, it's clear that Wendy wasn't just gossiping for the sake of it. She was holding up a mirror to an industry that has long protected its most powerful figures from accountability. However, Wendy Williams' influence extends beyond the headlines she created or the controversies she sparked. She played a significant role in shifting the way we view celebrity culture and power dynamics within the entertainment industry. Wendy's unapologetic and bold approach to discussing taboo topics opened up conversations that were long kept behind closed doors. By exposing the hidden aspects of powerful celebrities' lives, she forced us to confront uncomfortable truths about manipulation, control, and the use of power in personal and professional relationships. In the end, Wendy Williams' impact is undeniable. She warned us about Diddy long before anyone else, and now it seems she was right. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories like this.